Yo, YouTube, what up? It's KJT. And what I'm gonna talk about today is the whole CM Punk John Cena situation. I'm talking about my predictions of what's gonna happen, and my review of what's already happened. First, I'm doing my review. The whole storyline started on June 27th, and it was when CM Punk delivered, in my opinion, the greatest shoot work to shoot promo of all time in wrestling history. And then next week, uh, John Cena, well, CM Punk will be suspended from that past week, and then the next week, John Cena would beg for Vince McMahon to give CM Punk his job back to be reinstated, and you know Vince McMahon he agreed on one condition that if John Cena lost and CM Punk walked out of Chicago at Money in the Bank with the WWE Championship, then John Cena would be fired. And so the next week, CM Punk and Vince McMahon had contract negotiations in the ring, and Vince then John Cena interfered, and then John Cena and CM Punk they had a one-on-one confrontation in which CM Punk pointed out things that we've all been saying, the IWC has been saying for a while now, and that John Cena is always portrayed as the underdog, the ultimate underdog, not counting out Rey Mysterio, but the ultimate underdog, and he's not the underdog. He's a 9-time WWE champion. He's beaten everybody there is to beat, and he's still always portrayed as the underdog. And CM Punk pointed that out, and using a sports reference, which I like, he used a sports reference. Pointed out that John Cena is no longer the Boston Red Sox. He's no longer the underdog. He's basically the New York Yankees. And John Cena being from Boston or from around Boston, they have a rivalry with the New York Yankees, and I don't know why, but that prompted John Cena to punch CM Punk, which I still don't get. But anyway, that was the Go Home show before Money in the Bank, and at Money in the Bank, which I told you guys I was there, and it was amazing. It was it was, in my opinion, the best crowd ever. But at Money in the Bank, CM Punk, he won the WWE Championship from John Cena, which I want to take a time out to break from this. In the match with John Cena, people say that it wasn't a clean clean win by Punk. It was definitely a clean win, because when John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon came out, CM Punk was distracted. He was distracted, and then CM Punk got in the ring, and then who locked in the STF? It was John Cena. He locked in the STF. But then John Cena, he got distracted, and he knocked out Laurinaitis. And then when he got back in the ring, CM Punk hit the GTS, and that's how he won the WWE Championship. So I don't get why people say not a clean win, because if it was the other way around and John Cena would have won, and he would have made CM Punk tap out to the STF when CM Punk first got in the ring, then people would, especially younger fans would be saying that that was a clean win and stuff. That was not a clean win. It was a clean win. I'm sorry. That was a clean win, and we're back on track. What happened the next night? As soon as Vince McMahon is about to fire John Cena, Triple H comes out, and he tells John that he's not going to be fired. Then he tells Vince that Vince is relieved of his duties, and that Triple H is taking over. Then the next week we have a WWE Championship match, a paper WWE Championship match between Rey Mysterio and The Miz, because they both won their brackets and tournament last week, and it would be The Miz versus Rey Mysterio, which Rey Mysterio won. And what pissed me off about this is they gave Rey Mysterio the championship for about an hour and a half. If you were going to have John Cena versus Rey Mysterio sometime soon, then I would at least have Rey Mysterio hold it for a week. I mean, they gave it to him for an hour and a half, and I think that's disrespectful to Rey Mysterio for all he's worked for in the WWE. Disrespectful to him. If you're gonna have, they could have had the Miz win. Okay, they could have had the Miz win. It would be better than having Rey Mysterio win for an hour and a half. But anyway, going on. Triple H will come out and tell Rey Mysterio that he's going to face John Cena later that night, in which John Cena won. But then CM Punk made his epic return after about a week, and then the next week, John Cena and CM Punk have the big. They have CM Punk came out, and then he started talking about why he came back, and Triple H came out and was talking about why he re-signed him. Then they have a confrontation, in which CM Punk brought up his wife a couple times, which I think is really it's been used a lot, but CM Punk is a special case. But continuing on, Triple H will announce later that night that at SummerSlam it will be John Cena versus CM Punk for the undisputed WWE champion. And that leads us to today. It's August 8th, and tonight is Monday Night Raw. It's about it's about 4 o'clock right now, so it's about 4 hours before Raw. I'm in Central Time. So what I think is gonna happen, I think John Cena might win by a dirty tactic, or John Cena might win because Triple H interfered. Because if Triple H interferes and John Cena wins, if John Cena doesn't look surprised, then it means for a heel turn. That's what we've all been wanting for a while from John Cena, is a heel turn. If John Cena doesn't look surprised, then it might lead to a triple threat feud between Cena, Punk, and Triple H. And what I hope would happen is to have Punk win cleanly. But I doubt that would happen, because first of all, it would be. First off, I don't think WWE wants John Cena to ever lose non-cleanly, other than Money in the Bank. But they would never want him to lose a feud non-cleanly. I would hope Punk wins, but I wouldn't be mad if Cena won by Triple H interfering, because that continues the feud, and this has been a great feud. It's been the best feud WWE has had since, I want to say, the last great feud I liked was personally was Kane and The Undertaker last year, but it's better than that one. I say the last great feud, it had to be Shawn Michaels and Triple H. No, I forgot about Randy Orton and John Cena. That was a great feud. That was a great feud in itself. But this feud was just passing all those by, and I'm hoping that SummerSlam, Punk wins, or Cena wins by disqualification, but not disqualification, by Triple H interference. So yeah, that's my video. I wanted it to be 5 minutes, but I kind of prolonged it. And yeah, so yeah, do whatever you like. You can like it, you can comment it, you can subscribe it to me, or you can dislike it, you can thumb it down, you can, throw it, never watch it again, or whatever you want to do. I won't be mad. I really don't care. But yeah, that's my thoughts, and deuces.